What if I told you that your ability to focus is being stolen every single day? Not by a person, not by a company, but by a system designed to capture your attention for as long as possible. Right now, millions of people around the world are struggling with something they can't fully explain. They sit down to work, study, read, or learn a new skill. They genuinely want to be productive. They have goals. They have ambitions. But within minutes, they find themselves checking their phone, scrolling through social media, watching random videos, switching between apps, jumping from one thought to another. Hours pass, and almost nothing gets done. Many people blame themselves. They think they're lazy, undisciplined, unmotivated. But psychology and neuroscience suggest something different. The problem isn't that you're weak. The problem is that your brain has been trained to crave distraction. And the scary part, most people don't even realize it's happening. To understand why, we need to understand one of the most powerful chemicals in the human brain, dopamine. For years, dopamine was called the pleasure chemical. But scientists now know that's not entirely accurate. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's about anticipation. It's the chemical that motivates you to seek rewards. Thousands of years ago, this system helped humans survive. Finding food, exploring new environments, building relationships, all of these behaviors triggered dopamine. The system worked beautifully, but the modern world changed everything. Today, you don't have to hunt for rewards. Rewards hunt for you. Every notification, every message, every like, every short video, every headline, every piece of content is competing for your attention, and every time you receive something new, your brain gets a small dopamine reward. The result? Your brain begins to associate distraction with pleasure. This creates a dangerous cycle. You feel bored, you check your phone. You receive stimulation, your brain rewards you, you repeat the behavior again and again and again and again. Eventually, distraction becomes automatic. Without realizing it, you develop a habit. And habits are powerful because they operate below conscious awareness. You don't decide to check your phone, you simply do it. Researchers have found that many people unlock their phones dozens, sometimes hundreds, of times per day. Not because they need to, but because their brains have been conditioned to seek stimulation. The problem is that every time your attention shifts, your brain pays a price. Psychologists call this attention residue. Imagine you're working on an important project. Suddenly, a notification appears. You check it for 10 seconds, then return to your work. Most people assume they're immediately focused again. They're not. Part of their attention remains attached to the interruption. This makes deep thinking more difficult. Over time, constant interruptions weaken your ability to concentrate, and concentration is one of the most valuable skills in modern life. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary things: writers, scientists, entrepreneurs, engineers, artists. They all share one ability: the ability to focus deeply for long periods. Without focus, it's difficult to master any skill. Without focus, learning becomes slower. Without focus, creativity suffers. And without focus, reaching meaningful goals becomes incredibly difficult. Yet modern technology is systematically training people to do the exact opposite. Instead of deep focus, we practice constant switching. Instead of patience, we expect instant rewards. Instead of concentration, we consume endless stimulation. The average attention span appears to be shrinking. People struggle to watch long videos, read books, complete tasks, even hold conversations without checking their phones. And this isn't happening because people are becoming less intelligent. It's happening because the environment around them has changed. Human brains evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. Smartphones arrived only recently. Our biology hasn't caught up. This creates a mismatch between ancient instincts and modern technology. The companies behind social media platforms understand this extremely well. Their business depends on attention. The longer you stay engaged, the more valuable you become. That's why feeds never end. That's why notifications are bright and attention grabbing. That's why algorithms constantly learn what keeps you watching. The goal is simple: keep you engaged, keep you scrolling, keep you returning. And for many people, it works. But the consequences extend beyond productivity. Constant distraction affects mental health too. When the brain becomes accustomed to high levels of stimulation, ordinary life can start feeling boring. Reading a book feels slow, studying feels difficult, working feels frustrating, even relaxation becomes harder. Your brain begins expecting constant excitement. This creates a cycle where normal activities feel less rewarding. As a result, people seek even more stimulation, more scrolling, more videos, more distractions, and the cycle continues. So how do you break free? The first step is awareness. You cannot change a habit you don't recognize. Start paying attention to how often you reach for your phone. Notice the moments when you feel uncomfortable, bored, or restless. These are often the moments when distraction takes control. The second step is creating friction. Most people make distraction easy and focus difficult. Successful people do the opposite. They silence unnecessary notifications, keep phones out of reach, remove distracting apps, create environments that support concentration. Small changes can have a massive impact. The third step is training your attention. Focus is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Work for 20 minutes without interruptions, then 30, then 45. Gradually increase your ability to concentrate. Over time, your brain adapts. The fourth step is learning to tolerate boredom. This might sound strange, but boredom is incredibly important. Many great ideas emerge during moments of silence. Creativity often appears when the mind has space to think. Unfortunately, modern life leaves very little room for boredom. The moment boredom appears, people reach for stimulation. But if you learn to sit with boredom, something powerful happens. Your mind becomes calmer, your focus improves, and your dependence on constant stimulation decreases. Finally, remember this: your attention is your life. Whatever receives your attention receives your time. Whatever receives your time shapes your future. If you spend years distracted, distraction becomes your future. If you spend years focused on growth, learning, and meaningful goals, those things become your future. The battle for your attention is one of the most important battles of your life. And every day, that battle is being fought, not in some distant place, but inside your own mind. The good news: you don't need to win every day. You simply need to become aware of what's happening. Take back control one decision at a time, one focused hour, one distraction resisted, one intentional choice. Because the people who build extraordinary lives are not necessarily the smartest. They're often the ones who learn to protect their attention in a world designed to steal it. And in an age of endless distraction, focus has become a superpower.